for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I could bleed. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, you already know what time it is.
Yes.
It is Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. What's happening?
Hey,
You
everybody.
are welcome. You're welcome. And today, it's been a beautiful day
It has.
because I've been hanging out with the homegirl over here all day long.
I've been hanging out with my boo today.
Indeed, we've been having a good old time.
Yes.
It's been a blessed day.
Mhm.
We've been working some, but like mostly
Yeah.
just kind of hanging out, doing mom and pop stuff.
Yeah,
Shout out to all the mom and pop business owners out there.
that's right.
These are the people who get to work with the person that they love the most. They get to work with their best friend, they boo-boo, they snooky doodle, all of that stuff. Every day is date night. They say, what's date night? Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, lunch. That's date.
Right.
Yeah.
Lunch.
You can date in a vacant and abandoned building.
Can you now?
Oh yeah, it's a date.
Oh.
Yeah. As long as you bring the
I don't know if
flashlight.
that's gonna appeal to everybody, but okay.
You bring the
bacon-
flashlight,
when
and
you
I'll bring
say
the beef
bacon-
jerky.
Bacon and a bed.
No, it's
That
good.
might scare some folks off.
No, it's good. It's good. And so we get a good chance to work together, but we enjoy it.
Yes,
We
we
get a
do.
chance to do ministry together, we do coaching together,
Yeah.
we do life together, we do parenting together,
We
you
do.
know, and so we get a chance to play a lot of roles. So if you're a person like us who likes to work with your spouse, then get them on the thing right now.
Mhm.
Hit the share button,
Come on.
text it to them because we live right now.
That's right.
No better place to be than Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
It's the spot on Wednesday.
Oh man, we about to hit you with some sauce today because the
Yes.
last 2 weeks we've been sitting here talking about the millionaire real estate investor. I mean,
Yeah.
we gave you, it was some good information. If you want to go back and watch those.
Absolutely.
But this week, we talking about something that is so core and so key. And we are going to be talking about going from scarcity to success.
Mhm.
Scarcity to success.
Scarcity.
Because if you are one of those people, and you might be like that, because we've been like that
Oh,
for
yeah.
many years, and I'm talking about people who can see themselves going to zero for some reason. Like if
Mhm.
something goes wrong, if you ever said this statement, if something goes wrong, what am I going to do?
Right.
And do I have a plan for that? And you think like, well, something could go wrong. And if this happens, and then I always have this little picture. It's like, I don't want to be the one living on the street. I don't know
Oh man.
why I got this picture of living on the street. I don't know what the fear of that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Or our kids not eating.
Yeah.
Or I start thinking about like the pictures when they would ask for $1 a day, and then you see the flies
Oh,
and stuff
my
like
goodness.
that on the kids things, and you're like, for some reason in your mind,
I don't want to be that. I don't want to go
I
there.
don't want that to be my
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And it gives us this thought, us a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
And there's a scarcity mindset that's many of us have inherited just from the way we were grown up, just from our environment, just from our culture, from our community. It's
Absolutely.
not something we took on and said, I want this thing.
Mm-mm.
It's something that was given to us.
Right.
And we can acknowledge it and we can do
Mhm.
something about it.
Yeah.
And
Because
so-
some of that stuff was ingrained in us, like because you heard it so much. You heard your parents, your grandparents,
Mhm.
everybody used certain phrases
Right.
like money don't grow on trees.
Money don't
We
go on
ain't
trees.
got we ain't got McDonald's money.
I wish you even would look in this aisle.
Listen.
I wish you would. Matter of fact, don't even look at it. That's
Right.
what it was. You talking about you go to checkout, you couldn't look at nothing but the conveyor belt
and the
little
basket.
attendant lady and the basket handle. That's it. I
Right.
would don't look to your left,
Right.
don't look to your right. I wish you would. The Tic Tacs, the M&Ms.
Right.
It might as well have just been like
or even the Bubblicious.
You ain't
couldn't
getting no
get
Bubblicious?
Right.
I don't
Nah.
think so
Uh-uh.
because we can't afford that.
That's right.
You would be surprised some of the things that go on in our mind when we
Mhm.
think about scarcity and how it rolls.
That's
and we're
right.
going to show you today how this thing shows up specifically in investing and in business.
Mhm.
And when we can overcome a scarcity mindset, when we can overcome the fear of lack,
Yeah.
when we can overcome that, our achievement levels are going to skyrocket and go to the whole next level. So, as always, we're going to be presenting you the Freedom Formula.
Freedom.
And guess what? If you have the book that's sitting
Mhm.
right behind us, Mom and Pop Millionaire Marriages, Financial Freedom is Better Together,
Yes.
then you would know this Freedom Formula.
Yes, you would.
Because the Freedom Formula says that you turn your time into
Money,
and turn your money into
assets,
and turn those assets into
freedom.
But John and Joy, what do you mean about freedom? Well, freedom is freedom too. Just fill in your own blank when you talk about freedom to what? If you had no hindrance and no restraint, it would be freedom to what? What would you do?
No
Like,
boundaries.
what would your life be like? What are the things you would do with your time?
Yeah.
I guarantee for me, the thing I do with my time is I spend it with my boo-boo over here.
Yeah.
And I spend it in my Bible. And I spend it working at with ministry stuff.
Yep,
And I spend it with nonprofit.
Yeah.
And I spend it with my family. And I spend it with my 3 kids.
Yep.
And I spend it doing real estate because I like doing real estate. And I spend
Yep.
it talking to you right now.
That's right.
And finding ways that we can help you to win. And I spend it doing the things that God's graced us to do.
Yep,
So
yep.
what do you want freedom to do?
Mm.
Many of us are not financially free because we don't have a 2 at the end of our
Oh, that's
freedom
good.
statement.
That's good.
Is that if you were financially free, you might be bored if you got off the job. Like, what would you do with your time?
Yeah.
Guess what? Vacations get old.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna sit on the beach all day.
No.
Like, what is the thing you want to do? So until you're the thing that you have freedom to do
Mhm.
is more important than the thing you're doing now, then you're gonna keep doing whatever it is you're doing now.
That's right.
And so look back at your freedom to
Mhm.
what is it that you want to do without hindrance or restraint? What have you been called to do? What are you moving towards? And once that thing is more important to you
Mhm.
than your existing circumstances,
Right.
you're going to be headed there.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about this thing about a scarcity mindset because it
Mhm.
is literally debilitating.
It is.
And you know what? We're going to be talking right now, but I was triggered by this. And I might even sound a little undignified today. And so if we a little bit undignified, it's because we get a little triggered.
Yeah.
It's like we're extremely optimistic and positive
We
individuals.
are.
And we are triggered when we hear negative and fearful thinking
Yes.
people.
Yep.
And they literally have paralyzed themselves through analysis.
Yeah.
And they believe that the life that they want and the wealth that they desire
Right.
is completely out of reach. And then they'll put that energy back on you.
Right.
And so for some, it's beyond just fear.
Yeah.
Like this has become now an integral part of the mediocre life expectations
Oh man.
that are deeply rooted in fear
Mhm.
of rejection and a fear of failure. Like,
Yeah.
so these mediocre life expectations lead to a result of mediocre living.
Well.
And so mediocre living is the opposite, and the antithesis is at war with wealthy living.
Yeah.
So we got to ask this question.
What's the question?
Is why do we think that way? And then also, why do we allow that specifically in real estate investing? Because we obviously get people who talk about real estate, they ask us about it, and they'll say, well, there's no good deals out there. Well, what the ham and cheese do you mean there's no good deals out there?
Yeah.
I see people closing deals all the time.
All the time.
We getting deals all the time. So how is that happening? We see more deals than we can. So for us, our mindset, there's more than what we can handle. There's plenty to go around.
Abundance.
But to somebody else, they say there's none.
Yeah.
And then somebody else will say, well, there's no good contractors out there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a scarcity, lack-minded thought.
It is.
These are the thoughts that are literally debilitating our success.
Yeah. And putting limits on us.
And it puts limits on us.
Yeah.
And so if we were doctors,
Okay.
we would say this is a classic case of a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
And the best news, here's the good news.
What's the good news?
Is that this wealth debilitating disease of a scarcity mindset can be overcome.
Oh, hallelujah.
And this is the good news, is that success is really right around the corner. It's waiting for us if we have the faith and a right mindset to be able to open that door.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, if you want to lock into that, we're going to follow us here today.
Yeah.
Because this is important. And I want you to look at this definition here of scarcity mindset. This is a definition.
Oh. Scarcity mindset, it accepts others people's challenges as their own personal limits.
Say that again.
A scarcity mindset accepts other people's challenges as their own personal limits.
Exactly. So somebody else is having a hard time getting some financing. Well, what does that got to do with you?
Ain't got nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you.
Nothing at all.
Is when we take, okay, well, what's going on with the election? You know what? Congratulations.
Right.
It don't matter. What's going on in the economy?
Right.
It don't matter.
It don't.
What's going on in your economy ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in my economy.
That's right.
My economy don't have no recessions. And so just because somebody else has been through a hard time in the past, or somebody else has had an issue, don't mean
it's gotta be
that that's your issue.
Yeah.
But when we take it on, it leads us to a mindset of fear. And somewhere in our mind, that fear takes over our faith, our excitement, our belief. It even eats at the thing that we want freedom to. Some of us want freedom to spend more time with our family.
Right.
Some of us want freedom to be able to open a nonprofit. Some of us want freedom to be able to do more with their spouse, or do more in the ministry.
Right.
And we want freedom to do those things, but we'll let the debilitating nature of fear and the negative things that's happened to somebody else. Now we got to take that on to ourselves and believe those things. Well, that's a lie. We are not going to believe the scarcity lie. And so some of us, this is the bad part about a scarcity mindset, this disease. Is many of us have it, but we do not realize that we have it. So today we're going to talk about some of the symptoms of a scarcity mindset. So because if you don't know you're dealing with something, you can't address it.
That's right.
You can't treat it right.
That's right.
And so we want to make sure you get the right meds for what you need.
Exactly.
And so right now we're going to talk about it. This is the number one thing: missing good opportunities. They say, well, missing good opportunities. Well, what do you mean? This is a symptom. And this symptom shows up because we're being so stuck in the belief that it won't work, that we even talk ourselves out of the deals that we know will work.
Oh man.
How in the world do you have a success formula? You will have some people give you some A game, some stuff that is not there's no guarantee, but I mean it's a high probability of success.
Yes, like 90.
And then you go into it, and you know you're gonna win, but and you know what happens? Scarcity will creep in, and it'll have us overthink it. It'll have us miss great opportunities just because we talk ourselves out of not just bad stuff. We talk ourselves out of the stuff that's going to help. The good stuff. And so if you find yourself in a situation where you looking back right after the fact, usually a day later, two later, oh man, I should have done this. I should have done that. You got to think, maybe I got a scarcity mindset. Some kind of fear trigger inside of me is keeping me from abundant in my business. So jumping into random other investments.
Oh my.
Okay. So this is where you start studying stocks for about a good hard year. Make one or two investments, and then something doesn't go perfectly, or you read Yahoo Finance news report and then just start jumping to another business. Then you was in real estate. Then you bought one piece of property, two pieces of property, and then said, no, I need to trade Bitcoin now.
Oh my.
Now I need to look at opening something else because I want to diversify. And this is how it shows up. A scarcity mindset will talk you out of something that's working. It'll talk you out of following one course until successful, staying focused. A scarcity mindset is thinking dangerous.
It is.
It'll trick you to pausing your journey and then opening up some random business you don't know anything about. I know because we did it too.
We've done it.
It's like, look, we was perfectly fine and doing good, making money, doing the thing we was doing
Oh yeah.
in real estate.
Right.
You know what? We buy houses and we fix them up.
Yeah.
This is not hard. You
That's
buy
what we
it,
do.
you fix it up,
Mhm.
and then you either sell it or you keep
rent
it.
Yeah.
Like this is a very
Yeah.
easy formula.
Yeah.
People have been doing it for a long time.
It's not difficult.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
And people have been doing it and it works.
Mhm.
But all of a sudden we say, oh, well,
Oh, wait a
what
minute.
if? What if?
Ooh.
And so these two words come in. What if? So then you decide to start chasing rabbits and squirrels and going down every single lane because you heard somebody made some money over here doing this business or this franchise, or I can do this too.
Yeah.
And then you want to open up your multiple streams of income. Now stop right there.
Goodness.
Me and Joy are all about multiple streams of income.
Right.
But stay in the lanes that you have expertise and mastery on. But
That's
if
right.
you are dealing with scarcity mindset, you'll talk about all the people who've already done the thing and that there's no more room for you.
Mhm.
You'll look on Stinking Zillow, see other people's rental properties in your market that you're winning in, and then talk yourself out of it. Oh, well, there's too many people renting properties up here, so it's not good. Oh, there's too many properties for sale.
But we'll even talk ourselves out of it and be like, oh, because we need to diversify. We're entrepreneurs.
Right.
We're business people. So we got to diversify and do something else. Diversify doesn't mean that you have to go in a whole entirely different direction.
Right. Diversify inside of your own business.
Exactly.
You know how you can diversify? Here's an example.
Yeah.
See, if you renting properties right here, well, have you considered renting to a different program?
Right.
Well, have you considered the Goodwill? Have you considered the Home and Innocence? Have you considered working with somebody who has a different opportunity, a different stream of income? Could be a different type of tenant.
Right.
You know, could it be that you were doing a co-living space?
Yeah.
You know, that is doing things that are similar and getting different incomes from different people, but at the same time, so you're not hooked on one source of income.
Exactly.
So if you do Section 8 rentals, well, maybe instead of doing Section 8, you get some straight tenants, and then maybe you get a different program, and then maybe you do jump into some other ways of doing long-term rental. Maybe you get a duplex or a triplex. You know, maybe you find other ways to accentuate what you're already doing, as opposed to building something completely different.
Exactly.
Here's an example. Joy and I,
Oh,
we get on our scarcity mindset. Oh no, this ain't gonna work. What happens if the bank does something crazy? What happens if this thing that's working consistently stops working?
All of a sudden.
So let's do some complete different business in a different industry in a different state, and it's gonna work out good.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That is the number one way. You know what ours ended up in? A big fat $500,000 loss.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right there,
It is.
the only time we run into trouble like this is when you deviate from the thing that's working.
That's right.
So, but scarcity mindset is what got us into
It
that
really
thing
did.
into the first place, was believing that the thing that was working for us was going to run out.
Right.
And we should have looked at it more abundantly, which is how we look at it now.
Yes.
And so what we can share with you is that there is abundant mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And so scarcity will keep you stuck in place. Stuck in place.
What do you mean by stuck in place, John?
I'm glad you asked me that. Is because when I think about stuck in place, I'm thinking about two words:
What's that?
analysis paralysis.
Oh man.
I'm talking about, it's like putting handcuffs on. It's like nothing is ever good enough for you when you've got this, and it's literally debilitating.
That was the word that I was
It's
thinking.
debilitating.
It's debilitating.
And it's stressful.
Yeah.
It gives you anxiety.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, so analysis paralysis, it ends with no deal being good enough for you.
That's right.
And we often, and this is how we got analysis paralysis, but then we want to act like we're taking action.
Yeah.
Is we take action steps that we know won't be successful.
Exactly.
So here it is, I got analysis paralysis. So instead of me making the right offer on a property, analysis paralysis but I don't want to feel like I'm not doing something.
Right.
So I'll make a ridiculous lowball offer. You know what I mean? Like somebody wanted $200,000 for something, and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna give you 75 for it, you know.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
like, I'm taking action. No, you're not.
No.
You know, you're scared, and you just wanted to feel like you was doing something.
So you could say that you was doing something.
Yeah, because you knew the right price was 170, but for whatever reason, you felt like I don't even want to be close. You know, you felt like, oh well, you know, I'm just gonna do something.
Yeah.
And so you're taking actions that in your heart you believe aren't gonna be successful.
Exactly.
And you know better.
Yeah.
But analysis paralysis leaves us stuck in place.
It does.
It prevents us from doing the thing that we should do.
Yeah.
And this is a nasty one right here, Joy.
Yeah. Oh, it
Is you know that you're dealing with a scarcity mindset
Mm-hmm.
when you are feeling this feeling of jealousy.
Yes.
Oh man, and jealousy is nasty business.
Yes, it is.
Jealousy shows up like this right here. Jealousy is when you're looking at somebody else who's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then here you do, because jealousy shows up when you look at somebody else who's winning, and instead of being inspired by them winning, we start putting ourselves in a place of we deserve it but more than they do.
Oh.
And then we start, I'm serious, it gets real nasty like that, because jealousy makes you think that they did something negative to get where they're at, because they're not better than you.
Yeah.
Like, and so they must have cheated in some way.
They had to.
They must have snuck in some way.
Yeah.
They must have did something low down, dirty, and evil to get where they at, or something that's beneath you doing because it's immoral or unethical.
Wow.
You will devise something. Jealousy will make you devise things in your head against other people, because underneath that you have misplaced inspiration and it's turned into jealousy. And so we cannot allow that to happen, because if I see somebody else doing something big, you know what we want to do? I want to do something big too.
That's right.
Yeah, bet. That's good. That's called being inspired.
Oh man.
You know, and so, but there's no comparison, because there's no comparison to what God has for you in your situation. Like, I'm successful and Joy is successful. How do you say we're successful? Is it because we got the biggest house? Is it because we got the most expensive car? Is it because we go on the most expensive vacations? Is it because we send our kids to like some phenomenal private school? Is it because of the size of a diamond ring? Is it because the nails done, toes done, and all the back hairs is out? I don't even know what they do.
The back hairs?
Yeah, when they put the wax all over your body and they just start stripping stuff.
I've never had that, so I'm not.
Okay, well, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the full spa treatment, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Spa.
I mean, you like,
okay, I got you.
Covered in luxury.
Okay, yes.
Like when you walk by, it's luxury.
I'm familiar.
Is that what makes us successful then? Well, no, we're successful because we are doing the thing that we've been assigned in our life.
Right.
We're walking in our God-given purpose, and we get to do it every single day, and we're having a ball doing it.
Yeah.
And so that's our version of success.
Yes.
And so what's your version of success? And in order to get there, we can't be jealous of others. We got to be able to look at each other for inspiration, because exposure helps us to be able to define the next levels in our life.
It does.
And because sometimes there's some things we didn't even know we wanted until God opened our eyes to be able to see that that's for me too.
Right.
Like when we thought about it, we had a certain level of achievement, and then we reached it and was like, oh, okay. Well, what's next? Well, we needed some inspiration. We needed some things that we hadn't been exposed to help us to get some bigger ideas. And that helps out tremendously. Keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets.
It's a big one. This is a big scarcity trigger. Keeping secret. Not sharing what you know. Missing out on helping others. And hoarding your ideas and information instead of opening yourself up to be supported.
Wow.
I'm telling you, we got some information hoarders. I don't want nobody to steal my idea.
Right.
You ain't that original. You just not.
Right.
Guess what? Somebody else already had your idea, wrote it in a book, taught a million people to do it. And just because now you figured it out the first time, you will keep quiet about
You know what? When you have that information and you don't share it, you're missing out on your own blessing.
Right.
And so you're so worried about somebody taking what you have and maybe go back to that, maybe making more than you.
Right.
Then and you gave it to them, then you feeling that jealousy again. No, stop it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, you can't keep secrets. Like for us, when we started being open about where we're at, what we were doing, and telling the real part, like we weren't raised like that though, and many of you weren't either. Like you didn't talk about money, you didn't talk about it was the 10 crack commandments, man. Big and smalls, it messed everybody up. Never let no one know how much dough you hold. You know what I mean? You like, oh snap. You know, you feel like somebody going to come in, kick your door in and shoot you. If you talk about how much money you got.
Right.
That's not the case. This is not true in any way. And so when we look at it, when you open up and become transparent with the things that's going on, and when you're able to share and help people, guess what? we share over and over again every
yeah.
single detail of what we're doing with a ton of different people.
Right.
All of it. We share all of it freely.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because there's an abundance.
It is an abundance.
And what God has for us,
It's gonna
you
be for
couldn't
us.
take it if you wanted to.
That's
like
right.
it would be impossible for you.
Impossible.
And so what we know is that the more people we help to grow and the more people we help to support, the better off we're going to be too.
That's right.
And so we win by helping others.
Yeah.
And you do too. So don't keep secrets. That's a
Yeah.
good way to be stuck in a scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
The other one is rushing into things.
Oh my. Yeah.
Come on, FOMO.
FOMO. Yeah.
FOMO. Fear of missing out.
That's
So
right.
you finally get enough courage and bravery
Yeah.
to be able to make a move.
Yeah.
And so I'm finally in. But I've waited so long.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many times that I had analysis paralysis that this time I'm going to throw all that caution to the wind.
Right.
And I'm just going to jump at the next thing I see.
Right.
Well, guess what? You're rushing into stuff.
Yeah.
And you're rushing in because you believe this might be the last one. Well,
It's not the last one.
you don't ever see him like this again. Well, yes, you will, because there's an abundance of it.
Yeah.
So take the time you need to get it right. But once you know it's right, make the move.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna tell you, here's the last one right here, and this is a big one.
Oh my.
Is going it alone. For whatever reason, whenever we got a scarcity mindset, it puts us in a box all by ourselves.
Right.
In a box where we're lone wolf.
Mm-hmm.
We think we think like this, and it makes us so lonely.
Right.
Because we feel like we have to do everything ourselves, learn everything ourselves.
And you don't.
And if we don't do it ourselves, it won't be done right. That's a scarcity mindset.
It is. It really is.
There's people out there who have expertise. There's people out there who know some stuff you don't, who want to help you. Guess what? Somebody put that in the chat. People want to help me.
That's right.
People want to help me to
They
win.
want to help you to
And
win.
guess what? It's just not us. There's a lot of other people out there who want to help you win. Go on Masterability. Matter of fact, you text us, right? Text this number right now.
Yeah.
And our team will get you the link to Masterability Academy. It starts at 9 o'clock. Well, no, actually, it starts next week. But next week, we got a Masterability Academy, Mastermind.
Yeah.
And we'll put you on that. Come to KREA, the Kentuckiana Real Estate Investors Association.
Yeah.
We want you to come out. Text us. Let us help you.
Yes.
We'd love to help you to set up a strategy, your winning real estate strategy.
Absolutely.
And so we're at 502-632-3005. You just text us what you need and help us. We'd love to just point you in the right direction.
That's
some
right.
kind of way.
That's right.
And like literally helping each other helps other people to win.
It does.
And it helps us to be able to feel good, honestly, about doing something for somebody else. Right? Because guess what? Anything that's really success in your life is something that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
If it's true success, it involves supporting and building with somebody outside of yourself. Yeah. And me and Joy love it because it's so much better doing this together. We love helping married couples to be able to win in real estate. If you know some married couples who have a desire to win in real estate, we have some openings in our program.
We do.
And so 502-632-3005. We are going to accept a couple more couples into our coaching group. And this is a coaching group that is all about acceleration.
It is.
It's about getting you off and running with your real estate business on a great foundation. It's about giving you the cheat code. Some people want the cheat code. Well, it takes some explanation. So we put together a curriculum of information to help you to be able to do it for yourself. And so we take it to you bite-sized pieces and literally hold your hand as you do your first deals or as you do your next big deals, because some of you have some big deals that you're working on, and we help you with those things too. Yeah. And so we're here to support you in real estate. We're here to help you investing, but we want you to help somebody else. So take what you know, your expertise, and give it away abundantly. I dare you. I dare you to go online and give it away abundantly. I dare you to go in private and give it away abundantly.
Right.
I dare you to pass out your cell phone number and then give it away abundantly.
That's right.
And you just see how you are abundantly blessed. Yes. And you go from scarcity all the way to success. But as always, this has been fun this week.
It's been good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Next week, we got a really good topic. We're going to be getting into something next week that people really mess up. And so when you're on next week, you're going to be pleased. So make sure you come on 8:15. Next week, we're going to be talking real estate. and you are going to be thrilled by the information that's shared.
All right.
That's all our time. To the next
We'll
time.
see
And
y'all next
remember,
time.
as always,
It's
it's so much better together.
Do it for Christ.